Man, listen. Do y'all understand how fast time is flying? Boy, I tell you, it's almost Christmas. Christmas done ran up. Let me say, it done snuck up on all of us. 2022, y'all, is about to come to a close. And I just want to know, have you done anything productive? Have you been good or bad? Is Santa Claus coming to town? Y'all, I think we got about one or two more shows before this season is over, before this year is out. Do y'all really understand where we are right now? Or is it just me? I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure this thing out, y'all. It's starting to get a little hectic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to thinking about some things, and I try real hard not to be worried about mortality and things like that. But you know what? I realized some things, y'all. I looked at a Facebook meme today, and it got me to thinking. I made a post the other day where I talked about, I said something like this. I see you, my man Bruce is in the building. I see you. I said that none of my friends or my family or any of my Facebook people, the people who follow this show, the people who, we all care about, none of y'all are allowed to become terminally ill or die on me in at least the next 12 months, y'all. I'm just saying. My man Lindy Holmes in the building, I see you. And I said that because I woke up Monday morning feeling some kind of way. And I didn't make it. I talked about 12 months, y'all. I didn't make it 12 hours. Got a phone call later on that day that my next door neighbor at one of the houses I grew up in the Wild Hunteds had passed away. So I want to give my condolences to the family. My man Fifi over there on 100th and Parnell passed away on yesterday, y'all. And so today I ran across this thing, and it said, it had a picture. I'm going to post it on my page. It had a picture next to it, and it showed a long line of people. And way down at the end on the line, you saw a bunch of people look like their souls going to heaven. And it made a good point. It said, we're all in that line. And the fact is, although we don't know where we stand in that line, we also understand that we can't skip the line, we can't get to the back of the line, and we can't get out of line. Our time is coming. All of our times is coming. Now, I'm not trying to sound morbid, y'all, but I want you to understand. I'm getting to a point. I'm saying this to say, while we wait in that proverbial line to meet our inevitable demise, we need to be constructive. We need to be productive. We need to be encouraging. We need to be uplifting ourselves and those around us. See, because we're in that line. You can't skip the line. You can't get out of line. You can't get to the back of the line. Your time coming. But in the meantime, while you wait, let's be something. Let's do something. And let's bring others along with us and uplift while we do that. That's all I'm saying, y'all. C1s, I see you. Thank you for checking in. Lynn, John, Kimberly, Scott, Val, Wells in the building. I see you. Darlene Mans. So I'm just saying, y'all, I ain't trying to start out with nothing crazy. I ain't trying to get out of pocket. All I'm saying is, let's consider our fellow man, particularly because we are in a holiday season. Even though I ain't much for the holidays, I do consider those who are Norma Wilson, I see you. Marquita Hill. In consideration of those who are, and I know that this is a time when people miss loved ones and the good times that come with these holidays. But since we're at the or in the middle of these holiday seasons, let's have a little consideration for the rest of those that are around us and show a little love. You know, reach out and hug somebody. Tell somebody that you care. Give people their flowers while they're still here. Let's not wait until they pass. Shouts out to the Cozy family. My girl Sharon and Gabby, and even my man Ken Holden, who is a Cozy, who they've lost one of the matriarchs of their family this week. And let me also give shouts out and my condolences to them. So with all of that said, y'all, we are in the holiday season. When y'all go to these sets, no mean mugging, no ill will, no crazy stuff. Let's just have a good time, y'all. We got time left. We all got a little time left. Let's use it wisely and let's use it loving on each other. I think that's the best way. That's the best thing we can do for all of us, for each of us, and to make all of our lives that much more pleasant while we wait in that line. Gina Love, I see you in the building. How you doing, dear? Bruce said he don't celebrate no holidays. I don't blame you, man. I ain't gonna say I'm over it, but you know, it is what it is. So, Steppin family out there in the world, y'all, we got some really good events coming up here in the near future. For New Year's Eve, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who want to join us, I will be in Clarksville, Tennessee with my man Josiah Burt, because we will be celebrating bringing in the new year with a nice little stepper set down there in Tennessee. And we're going to have a real good time. It's going to be a real quality crowd down there, y'all. So you might want to give that some thought. If you don't have nothing on your agenda for the new year, you need to come hang out with us. And it is an extremely affordable event. You know I like those. Barring travel expense, I think the set is like $45 or something like that. And it is a New Year's Eve weekend, Friday, Saturday. We have a Friday party. And then the Saturday, my man Pony Mac will be on the ones and twos. Josiah Burt and Lenora will be doing the workshops. And y'all really do want to check that out, I'm telling you now. We have also upcoming in February, y'all. We will be in, y'all, I get confused. I'm sorry. we will be in Las Vegas, Nevada for the Out of Africa into Las Vegas set, where there will be a DJ competition, first of its kind. The first time, I said Las Vegas. You just see, here come the producer lady. She heard me hesitating, and she she come here to get me, y'all. We'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada, hanging out with my man Stretch and Antonita out there. We will be doing the thing. What you over here? You over here supervising? Look at she reckless eyeballing. You getting ahead of me, producer lady. See, I get jumped on when I don't do this right, y'all. This is show host abuse. So we're gonna be in Vegas, y'all. We're gonna be doing, like I said, there's gonna be a Steppers DJ competition, y'all, for my DJs out there. $1,000 take all purse. Y'all get ready for that. This is gonna be the first time that Inside Steppin will be there, and we will be covering that. So get ready. We're also gonna be coming up in doggone it, Phoenix, Arizona for the Phoenix Jam. Angie Fain. That is a must-attend event. If you can get to that one, I promise you, you're gonna have a fantastic time. There are other things happening, but in the meantime and in between time, we're gonna, let me see, we're going to be attending other, things along the way. Now, just so y'all know, and I apologize, I don't have the information directly in front of me. Let me see. My man, doggone it. Y'all know I hate when I don't have all my stuff together, but this happens sometimes. Maybe I'm on the wrong phone. Oh, nope, there it is. All right. We have Dominique and Tiffany down there in Florida. They're doing the Steppin Teen Weekend, Power and Love, a Valentine Affair. That's February 9th through the 12th. I'm going to try to be there, but it is a week before we will be in Vegas, and that's going to be tough, but we're going to try it. We're going to see what we can work out, but that's going to be another good event. Y'all can check on the Inside Steppin Facebook page and get some of this information because we got the flyers up there. If they're not up there, they will be. So y'all get ready for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest on Inside Steppin tonight, a gentleman who has roots. So y'all always remember I say this all the time. The roots bear the fruit. The fruit does not bear the roots. So we have my man, Barry Hylick, coming on this evening to discuss some of the history and some of the things that were going on back in the day, and talk about the way it pertains to our Steppin community from then till now. Linda O'Daniel wants the dates for Vegas. You know what, Linda? I'm sorry. We're gonna put those flyers up on the Inside Steppin Facebook page. So get ready for that. We'll have those out there. It is February, I believe, the third weekend in February. I think it is. Y'all have to forgive me. You know, these details skip me. What the dates for out of Africa in Vegas? Yeah, give me the dates. The producer lady getting the dates for y'all ready. Okay, so in the meantime, up there they are. Anthony kicked right in. There she is on the show. Hey, how you doing, baby? She says she's the host of the Vegas event, and the dates are February 16th to 19th, 2023. 2 free passes when you book a room. The event is $35 for men, $35 for men, and $45 for women. I'm guessing that's right. Yeah, $45 for men. Okay, so yeah, that's what's happening. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, I am about to introduce to you one of the legends of the game, who's been around this game for a very long time, my man, Barry Hylick. All right, what's going on, boss man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing today?
You good? Okay, I gotta make some adjustments to your thing there, but yeah, man, we good. I am very happy, sir, to have you on the show and be able to discuss with you some of the things that some of the world wants to know about the Steppin game. You know, it's a funny thing, man, because we're always discussing a lot of the ins and outs of the Steppin world, and you hear so many different things from so many different people. I got it. We have we hear so many different things from so many different people, and there are a lot of people who like to try and, I guess, let me put it like this. There's a lot of liars, and there's a lot of people who genuinely got some skin in the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess before we get started, because I don't really want I don't think this is a negative thing, but I want to get your opinion about something. Okay. There are a lot of opinions about individuals. What? Oh, okay. Barry, do you have the show on a different device?
No, I got on the same device I had it on before.
Okay, I don't have your volume very well. I need your volume a little bit better. Well, I don't know what just happened. We lost your volume.
Can you hear me now? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I don't know what I use the same device.
Wait a minute. Okay, speak again.
Yes, I use the same device. Can you hear me?
I got you now. Okay, let me make an adjustment here. I got him. Okay. So here's what I want to know, because when we see these types of interviews and we speak to people like yourself that come from particular or the era of the Sam Chapman, the Dungeon, those sorts of things. There always seems to be a lot of opposition about who was there, who wasn't there, and that sort of thing. How do you feel about people when they talk about, or should I say, make statements like certain people wasn't there and they wasn't a part of this and they didn't do that? Do
You
you
know,
ever hear stuff like that?
I'm a true believer of the Steppin game because I've been around so long and I've seen where it come from and I've seen who played the game inside the Steppin game.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know what they're saying. They're not true with it because I've been around with Sam Chapman since 1968.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all the steppers come. I've seen all the new steppers come. And what people don't realize, for this new stepping to start, it had to come from the original first.
Right.
We was the first one to put that planted the seed.
I think a lot of the confusion in my mind, and I actually had a conversation with somebody recently about this, and the confusion I think comes from people who confuse the timeline, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I believe that what happened was there was a period from the late 60s to the early 70s where some of those guys who I think were the actual originators of stepping, not the boppers, but the guys who kind of started the stepping thing. Help me with that just a little bit in regard to that timeline.
Okay, a lot of people don't realize. I have seen some of the best steppers in the world come, and you had a guy who really made it up. Name was Onion. He used to come down to the dungeon every Sunday night, and he made up this thing when you go side by side, then you slide. He made that up. Him and two guys, Larry Joe Davis. Okay. That's where the stepper came from. Everybody say Lil Mike. Lil Mike was a bopper.
Got you.
He was one of the world's greatest boppers. Don't get me wrong. I him and Taboo was there.
Uh-oh. What happened? We lost him.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there he is. Okay, you made it back. All right.
Okay. So this dance style, this dance is bigger than everybody. The dance is bigger than me, than anybody who say they come back from the day. This dance started before we started dancing.
Right.
I started in '68.
And I think part of the thing is when it comes to dealing with the actual timeline is where a lot of the confusion I think comes in among the older individuals that were a part of the dance. And so it's always helpful when we can, because here's the truth. Between myself, Tony Adway, Professor Reggie Miles, Latika Billups, the Tea Lady, and even Lady Sings the News, we are or have become part of the forefront of reporting on the steppers world. And I think what happens and what we've all been able to do, fortunately, I think, is provide pieces to a puzzle that allows the rest of the world to kind of grasp where things were, where they are, and where they're going. And so I think it's important that every time we have one of y'all on here, that we're able to glean more information from you in regard to those timelines and who was there and what happened. Now, let me ask you a quick question, because I had some, I get a lot of feedback from people when we do these shows. When a person claims to have a certain amount of history or time in the stepping game, what, in your opinion, qualifies as far as that time is concerned? When you first began to step, even as a young guy, a young person, or when you, I guess, came out on the set? What determines when you really began stepping?
Well, to me, back in the days, we used to call real steppers freestylers. Mm-hmm. Everybody called it man on man, and to get down, the original name for it was freestyle. Mm-hmm. And at that time, the women and men knew how to do it.
Right.
That's when you become a real stepper.
We've actually got on the line tonight. We got my girl Speedy on here. You remember Speedy? Gina Love.
Yeah, hey, she's the original.
Right. She's on
He's the
here tonight.
original Dungeoneer.
Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, she's out there in Vegas. We're gonna see her coming up here when we get out there. But it's funny because when we talk about, let's just for example, that famous videotape that's out, the Beverly House video, one of the only known existing videos. Now I've heard that there are more somewhere. I have a couple
They are
people who
way
claim.
they are way more.
I have
They're
a
way
couple.
more. But the people who taped them, they in their archives, they can't find them or they rusted out because we used to take films every day at the Burning, every weekend at the Burning Spear. Places like the
Right.
Wisdom Club, the Blackstone Hotel. I've been all over Chicago, Granville, Gravity, the Salon. The East End Rhyme was called the Colonial House.
Yeah, I remember that. um,
Yeah, yeah.
but I guess what I'm saying is that um, the what we know, the known video that we are aware of, because those videos, and I actually know someone who told me that they have some in their
Um,
possession. I've yet to see them though. However, um, that video or that little series of videos of y'all in the Beverly House during that time. See, I was a little younger then, and it wasn't a well, actually no, I wasn't. I was slightly younger than most of the guys that were there, but uh, when you look back at those videos, and the funny thing is, I mean, you were there, of course, because you were DJing, right?
right.
Okay. Um, what was the climate like? I kind of want to get a comparison from what we see today versus, and it's kind of like apples and oranges, but not really. I want to get an idea of what the climate was like during that time versus what we see now.
It was more fun than it is now. People came out to have fun back then. It was, you came out to dance. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew how to step that came to the parties.
Right.
It's in their blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bloodline thing, and the party that we gave was originally steppers, boppers first, then steppers, and everybody just had fun back then, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that I find interesting, and I'm glad you pointed out the difference in the fun. But one of the things that I like to point out, I've pointed it out here before, and I will continue to, is that back in those days, everybody wasn't watching everybody do some stuff and then say, "Oh, he don't know what he doing." That kind of thing really didn't exist. Everybody had their own style,
Right.
and that's something that I like to stress on this show because that adds to the overall environment of reason why we had so much fun, because there was no, oh, you missed a four and you did a hard three
Right.
or all that kind of BS that you hear
Right.
now. You know what I'm saying?
And Brian, I want to set the record straight. Let me say something real fast.
Go ahead,
This
speak on it,
new
brother.
stuff didn't come out. This new stuff didn't come out until remember they had a magazine called the Steppers magazine,
Right.
and they put R. Kelly's video up there of them stepping on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's when all this new stuff became. Stepping started changing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to teach stepping that didn't know how to step. I feel like this: if you wasn't from back in the days and you're trying to teach something that you just found out about, how are you teaching these people anything?
Well, actually, I
I
mean,
don't get. I don't understand myself.
we got some of these people that's supposed to know this new stepping, and they call themselves teaching, and they can't teach that. So,
Well, the first person came out with was Andre Blackwell.
mm-hmm.
Sam Chapman took me to one of his classes,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched him step, which to me wasn't nothing but the hustle
Hmm.
mixed with stepping.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen him personally because Andre Blackwell used to step with my little sister.
Right. Okay.
So I know what was going on, but he's the first one that brought it to the attention of the city of Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. So from the mid '70s, moving into the so no, you know what? Better yet. So by the time the '90s hit, and we started seeing the like the when the world's largest came about.
Right.
I'm gonna go out on a limb myself and say that that was more or less a turning point in when Steppin kind of changed and took a different turn. Would you say that was accurate?
Mm. Yeah, that's accurate. That's when everything changed, man. The names, the dance, everything changed.
Mm-hmm. Because
Now I got a cousin named Daryl Davis. They call him the Dancing Bear,
yeah.
and I seen him at my house. He's my first cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him in my house. This new stuff they doing, he was doing back then.
Hmm.
He just added some new stuff to it.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
was the
Daryl.
first one that ever took me and put me on the dance floor.
Yeah, Daryl's a bad dude. Um,
Yeah.
so what would you like to see happen versus where we've been and where we are now?
Well,
What do you
well,
think? Go
this
ahead.
is my eyesight. This is what I'm trying to do. First of all, it's not the dancers' fault. It's the DJs that's playing music now because they playing this up tempo remixes. I play all original music for where original steppers could dance to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you put an original stepper in one of these new sets now, they lost. They lost.
Yeah. Well, uh,
No, and see, I had talked to a lot of DJs, Myron R, Mellow Chris, everybody. I talked to everybody. They said, "Yeah, Barry, you need to come back. You'll fit right into it." No, I won't. This is my own personal idea because me myself, I have to wait till my type of crowd come back to where I can play my type of music.
let me give you an opinion, Barry.
Mm.
This is
Mm.
what I think. I don't think you have to wait. I think your crowd is out here.
Mm.
From what I see, and you know, I'm fairly new to the DJ game. I've been in it in a couple of years now. And
But you're good though.
well,
I heard you. You're
thank
good.
you, thank you. And fortunately, because of my background, I know the music and I know how and what to play. But here's the
Mm.
thing: because we have so many newer people in the game, newer steppers, people who
Mm.
just came into this in the last 10 years, 15 years, even 20.
Right.
They've been trained, like you said, to listen to certain DJs and by certain instructors. So they think that what they're learning is what we refer to as stepping and part of the culture when we look at it and we see something completely different. So
Right.
I think personally that your style of play does have its place, and all we have to know is that when we come to be at a set that you spinning at, what you bring into the table, and those people will show up. How you hear that old saying, build it and they will come.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think your crowd still exists. You just have to,
Yeah.
you just have to put yourself back out here and let the world know you
Now,
back in the game doing what you do.
now, you're exactly right. I was gone for 6 years because first I hooked up with Irie down in St. Louis at the Stepper Gaza, and I got a feeling because Irie told me, he said, "Man, I'll give you a place, and I'll give you a couple of buses, and I'll give you some tickets to
Mm-hmm.
have your own thing there." I met DJ Strutch.
Right.
He introduced me to the people at the radio station, 106 Magic. And
Mm-hmm.
I went down there and stayed down there. I turned their whole program around because they were playing up to date music. I went in on a Sunday and changed their whole atmosphere, and they got so many calls. They asked me to stay. That's why I was down there so long.
That's what's up. Roxy
And I
McKinney
started
says she
getting
love you,
calls.
man. Roxy chimed in and says she love you, brother.
Oh man, hey,
My
that's
girl
my girl.
Roxy.
Hey, she been stepping since the late '60s.
Yeah, Roxy gets it in, man. I hate I missed
Yeah,
being in Atlanta this weekend. I seen her and Scorpio and a bunch of other people down in the A. Lisa Alexander, a bunch of
right.
my people.
Yeah, I seen them too.
I wish I'd have been. I
And
should have showed
you
up. Lisa
know,
told me too. She was like, "Come on." I was like,
And what happened? Myron R called me up. He was down there DJing,
Mm-hmm.
and me and him been trying to hook up for umpteen years, but we could never get together because our schedules was messed up.
Okay.
So he called me and said, "Barry, it's that time. You need to come back now."
Hey,
So
he
I got a
right.
lot of DJ buddies, but I just feel out of place because of this new dance out.
Hey, man, listen. You can't be out of place or something that's grounded in what you know and what you do. Understand something, brother. You are part of the roots. When the roots come out the ground, the tree dies.
Mm.
See what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You still there, brother.
Yeah.
Don't ever think that what you got ain't for these people. I trust me when I tell you, it's plenty of us out here. And you also got to remember this: there's a lot of new steppers who prefer the old school. They're not
Yeah, they
they're not
tell me on the
interested in this
Facebook
new
off.
up tempo stuff.
Let me tell you, I got 2,700 listeners on my Facebook page, and they all love the music I play.
There you go.
You know.
Now, and trust me, bro. Now, did I hear you? I know I heard you say not long ago you was gonna start doing a set. You was gonna do a dungeon type set. Is that right?
Yeah, I thought the Dungeon and Beverly House reunion.
That's what's up.
It's still in the mix. I just got to get everybody together. I know people spread it out now. New York, Atlanta, Minnesota.
I know a few people still right in the city that show up. That they don't go to no sets.
Oh, they will.
If I tell, I'm talking about some cats that don't even come out. That I know for a fact will show up if you're doing that.
Right. There's a lot of cats that used to come out. They've been calling me. They got my number through Sam Chapman, so they called me and say, "Hey man, when you come," I'm thinking, and Sam finna have his birthday party on the 17th of January.
Oh, really?
And I'm gonna make a surprise visit to the Grand Ballroom.
Okay, that's what's up. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look into that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my guy, Sam.
Every year. That's who put me in the game.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that, man. Tell us how you got started, man, with DJing and and how Sam took you under his wing, man, and showed you the ropes.
Hey, it was Sam came when Sam first came from St. Louis, he moved to the west side.
Mm-hmm.
I was staying on the southeast side of Chicago. And he came up to my school, my grammar school one day. I seen a guy walking around the school. He had jumped out this old 76 Cadillac and jumped out. He had some paper in his hand. I was like, "Who was that?" So he said, do you all know me? I said, "No." He said, "My name is Sam Chapman. I get skating parties and stepping parties. But your mother let you come out?" I said, "Yeah, but I bring my brother with me."
Mm-hmm.
So I went out with him the first night to Roller World. That was in the early 70s.
Wow, Roller World.
Yeah, it was okay. It was Saturday night to Colfax.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
he had an incident at the door going on. He used to have his police name. That was his partner named Tyrone Foster. Mm-hmm. He was the police on the west side. And it was an incident going on. He asked me, he said, "You know anything about music?" I said, "I can show you, but I can tell you." So I've been DJing in my family for 10 years. So I got on the box that night. He never came back to the DJ booth.
Ain't that something?
It's been history. Me and him was together ever since I turned about 34, 35 years old.
That's a beautiful thing.
From the 4th grade.
So now,
so he put me in the game.
So check this out, man. Me and you got similar roots. I understand you came up on 79th Street like me.
The 9.
On the
they
9,
used to call it
baby.
the Long City.
Hey, look. I'm being generous by saying 79th Street. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of the world don't know. The 9. You understand me? There ain't but one 9.
The 9.
At all the 9s in Chicago, there ain't but one 9.
It used to be called Long City.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's where I came up from.
Cause I went to Ruggles right there on 78th and Prairie. And, we run up and down between King Drive and Cottage Grove, up and down through there. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't know. A lot of younger people from Chicago and some of the older ones don't even know. But I used to skate at Savoy right there on 79th and Cottage Grove.
I used to skate at Savoy.
Yeah.
That was my spot, too. Let me tell you something. A lot of famous steppers came from your school. Joey Gregg, I think Janice even went there.
You think so? Really? I'm going to have to look into that.
Really? Sam used to drop me off up there to pass out pluggers, and they used to meet me outside.
Wow. Now, I didn't know that. I'm going to have to look into that. Okay.
I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of famous steppers because back in the day, they went to that school.
Okay. That's what's up. I didn't even know that.
Ed. Yeah. Shorty Ed. A lot of them went there.
Yeah. And Steppin Dre off 79th Street, my man.
Yep, Steppin Dre, the godfather of 79th.
Yes, sir. Yes,
the
sir.
mayor.
That's the mayor of 79th Street. That's my guy.
That's the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew quite a few people went to your school, man, because they used to come to the Burning Spit. We used to have grammar school parties at the Burning Spit. Mm-hmm. So they was able to come. And that's why all of them started out stepping.
Most of them was a little older than me. Now, uh, and speaking on Barry, what high school did you go to?
I went to South Shore.
Okay.
Yeah,
South
I
Shore.
went to South Shore.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what's up.
you know,
Over there on 75th
and
and
that
Yates.
was a lot of people don't know that's how Sam got to be who he was today. He started out doing grammar school parties.
He got y'all young, and now y'all
Yeah,
everybody grown and still with him.
yeah,
Ain't that now? Is that
still
not
with him.
amazing? That is an amazing
It's
legacy.
a it's a guy right now that's working for Sam, passing out pluggers, and he's been doing it ever since we was teenagers. He's still with Sam. His name is Chris Nazi. They call him Itch, and
Huh.
he's still with Sam.
Wow. That's what's
Yeah,
happening.
I was the first one to get with him, so a lot of them guys that I met on the street, I introduced them to Sam.
Now, here's a funny story. Gina Love, my girl Speedy, she said her parents met at Savoy. Her mom was in a bathing suit contest, and her daddy saw her, and the rest is history. That's amazing.
Hey, Speedy is one of the coldest female. It was only a few on Roxanne, Speedy, China Dow, and Lady Taboo.
Mm-hmm.
They was rough on the floor. Couldn't touch them. They danced like dudes back then.
She still danced like a dude. Don't get it twisted. Look.
Oh, I know. I see that. Hey, I've been calling to ask you to come to the world's largest Steppin thing next year so we can get in it.
All right, you heard that, Speedy. Gina Love, you've been called out. You've been told to bring your tail to the world's largest so you can cut the flow up. See, now I'm gonna put the cables on her. You done got me. Look, I'm gonna be on her now. That's funny.
I've been talking to her on the Facebook page. She hit me up all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put the cables on her. You know, she's supposed to be coming on my show, but you know I can't never get her on here. She been
Right.
running. She be running from me. You heard that? You hear me, Speedy? I'm coming for you. All right.
Yeah, that's my girl there.
Yeah. So.
Hey, she's contest material.
Oh, no doubt. She's a show out.
Yeah.
She's a show off,
Yeah.
man. The girl, look, that's what they
That's
say.
right.
How Kim Bowie say, showtime. It's showtime. If you ain't gonna showtime.
Hey, and you just mentioned that name. I met Kim Bowie back in the early 60s.
Uh-huh.
Kim Bowie is the original old timer.
Mm-hmm.
And that same dance he do right today, he's been doing that for 50 years.
Hey, look, true to the game. You know what they say.
Yeah.
So Barry, let me ask you though. Now we know how you got into the DJ game, your stepping game. Who touched
James
your
Brown.
hands and got you going?
Watching James Brown and Jackie Wilson.
Okay, yeah, because Jackie Wilson used to cut up too. Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah. I used to go to the Regal. My grandmama used to take me to the Regal Theater when I was a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
And they was just amazing, man. I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. So I followed Dave Wilson. Sam used to call me Twinkle Toes when I first started stuff. But
okay.
My problem I had with him, he had me so much involved in DJing. I used to want to take breaks to go out there and dance. Me, Lil Mike, Ty Skippy, Ty Boo, we all been in each other for umpteen years.
Mm-hmm.
So every time Sam see Ty Skippy coming in the party, he'll say, go get him. He'll let me get off the bar. And it's showtime.
There you go. So let me ask you this. Who were the people that you preferred to dance with or against?
My best dancer partner, he passed, Gino. I know you heard about him. He used to be one of the world's greatest steppers. He passed. Me and him been dancing ever since we was in Pampers together.
Ha. So you go back like two flats on a Cadillac, huh?
Yeah, he one that had me chasing Taboo and Lil Mike around. We'll go from set to set, chasing them, trying to catch them to show who the baddest steppers is. And Sam didn't know at the time, the southeast side had a bunch of cold steppers. He didn't know that back then until I started bringing them out. And he found out. And Taboo and Lil Mike, you know, they used to give us trouble, but almost at the end, I think I called Lil Mike in a contest down to Fort. I won the trophy.
Okay. So, and in your history, you've won the world's largest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about that, brother.
Hey, you know, the first world largest, it wasn't Pete Fraser and the Majestic Gents.
Right.
It was V103 and Herb Kent.
Right.
And
Now
Sam Chapman was the
I'm glad you
DJ.
dropped that little bit of knowledge, that nugget, because there are a lot of people who do not know that the world's largest
Mm.
started not under Pete Frazier and the Majestic Gents.
Yeah, it was originally Mary Green from
Mm-hmm.
V103.
So
So,
tell us about your experience in that.
well, no, I no, I wasn't planning on getting in it, but uh, a lot of the steppers that used to come out a long time ago pushed me and told me, hey man, you guys don't DJ at night. Tell Sam you don't want to DJ, get in the contest, man, because everybody knows how you get out. And they had the pre uh thing at What's Poppin'.
Mm-hmm.
So I won in there and came in first place. So it's the world's largest stepping contest is something again. You got to know, you got to feel it. You
Yeah.
got to feel it.
Well,
You know.
the funny thing, and I want to drop this little bit of information in there for those who don't know. Now, when you see world's largest contestants, most of the time they've taken the time out and they've practiced and they got themselves ready before the event. Back in those days, people didn't really practice like that. Now, elaborate on that for
No,
me.
no practice. No practice. Hey, look, I got in with my little sister and we ain't never practiced.
Mm-hmm.
She went to work. I went and did my thing, and we just met up at the preliminaries.
Got it in.
You know, yeah. She wasn't the type. My sister, she watched me for years, Steppin. That's how she picked up the old Steppin. But you know my sister, Chelsea Hylick.
Yes, I do.
She yeah, she learned everything through me and my cousin Daryl Davis.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, she loved the Steppins. When I first took her to a party at the Burning Spit, she was coming to a grammar school party, and she wasn't even old enough to come in.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam knew that was my baby sister, so he let and all the big time steppers started stepping with my baby sister. That's how she came up.
That's what's up. Reggie Miles made a good point that we need to make sure we don't forget about Rodney Burke and Budweiser, who are also Rodney Burke was with Budweiser at the time and provided the sponsorship for the world's largest at that time.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we got to throw that in there.
You're definitely right.
Yeah.
You're definitely right.
Got to make sure we throw that in there. Can't leave nobody.
And a lot of people don't know, and I don't know about me being in the background of everything. Herb Kent didn't play steppers music. Mm-hmm. Herb Kent used to be called Spider-Man when he was on 54th and College Grove at the Armory. Mm-hmm. He was playing disco. But him and Sam met up, and Sam used to write down all the stepping records for Herb Kent.
You know, Sam told me that story.
He take. I was a witness to it. I was right there.
Yeah. Sam actually told me he was responsible for Herb Kent beginning playing stepping music.
Yeah. I used to sit in for Herb Kent at the Godfather. I used to sit in for Richard Pagee. You know, the Jim Rag man. I've been around all them. Tom Jordan. I was on WJPC for a minute.
Span, your blues man.
He owned the Burning Spit.
Right.
He owned the Burning Spit back then. So I've been around all these guys, you know. And Sam used to have live shows that he had the Jackson 5 there when they were little boys.
Wow.
At the Burning Spit. He had the Ebony's, the people singing Life in the Country. He had all these people, stylists, and James Brown, Stevie Wonder. He had all of them there back in the day. The man who made Love Gonna Last, Jeffrey, this record wasn't nothing when I first got it. Wasn't nothing. They wouldn't dance off of it. I gave it to Herb Kent. He played it on the radio. It became a national hit for the Steppers.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's absolutely what's happening. Man,
I've been around.
This that good stuff right here, man. You know what I'm saying? This that good history. This what we look for when we do these interviews, man. We want to hear, you know.
It's so much to this stuff, and people the new steppers don't realize the old steppers opened the door for them. They opened the door wide up for them.
Since you
wasn't
say that,
no organization, wasn't no organizations out giving parties. The only one after Sam was Rose Wellington. You know, wasn't no organization. It was the original old timers who used to have a party at the Copper Box every Wednesday. They used to get stepper sets. And that was Yvonne Holmes and the original old timers. Then you had, you know, Sam Chapman was the only one giving stepper sets every weekend, twice on holidays. So I have been all over the city of Chicago, and I know and I've seen everything. Rose Wellington came in the 80s. So she said, she got him back at Sam Carr one day. She said, that's what I want to do. I want to get parties. And sure enough, she took off.
Let me ask you something. And right quick on a sidebar, Roxy said make sure you call her. how do you feel now? Let me convey a little bit of information to you from some stuff that I hear out
Okay.
here on a national scene.
Uh,
You learn these people. Some of these people learn to dance,
mm-hmm.
and they have this thing where they say they don't want to be bothered with all of the other stuff that goes on and all of the politics and all the nonsense. They just want to dance. They don't want to know the history or they don't want to understand the culture. And I've heard this multiple times. How do you feel about that?
Mm. Well, like I said before, man, I have nothing against nobody, but I realized when these guys came up and started teaching people how to step for money, man. Back then, you didn't have to learn for no money; you learned
Mm,
free. Everybody say, "Look, I'm gonna do what you showed me how to do, and put what I know how to do together, and I'm a dance." These people are getting beaten out their money. I have people talk to me on the Facebook and say, "Man, I haven't learned nothing yet. I ain't paid
mm-hmm,
over thousands of dollars."
mm-hmm. If
So
somebody,
when they say something to these people, I don't believe what they're saying.
right, if someone had told you, let's just pick a year, let's say 1979. Let's just go, let's say
Mm.
1980, 81. If somebody had told you back during that time that Steppin would be where it is today, what would your thoughts have been?
Oh, I've seen it coming. I've seen it coming.
Did you?
I knew it was from the change. Yeah, I've seen it coming. I be in the DJ booth here, wherever I be at, I see certain people coming in with different styles. And like I said, the first person I ever seen did it was Andre Blackwell. I used to have parties at the dating game, and uh what's the guy name come from Houston, I mean from Texas, when he had the steps contest in Texas. What's his name?
Nike.
Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Now Nike and Andre Blackwell used to come to the dating game. And I used to open up at 5:30 in the evening. They used to get there at 4 o'clock and have lessons.
Hmm. Okay.
So I seen it coming. I seen it coming.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't expect for it to get this big.
Yeah, but now wait a minute. That was in the 90s or the 2000s. I'm talking
No, that
about
was in
I'm talking about in the 19 early 80s, late 70s. If somebody had
look,
told you we would be here.
we were still doing old school back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they used to have a thing called the first different step that came out was called high stepping
Right.
with Ice Ray.
High
You
steppers,
know,
yeah.
that's a personal friend of mine. We still friends right today. But that's the first different stepping I seen was called high stepping.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first class of different stepping came out was high stepping,
Okay. And
and then they came out with this new stuff,
what you say with this new stuff?
this new stuff, and I understand the reasons for it because everybody couldn't do the old stuff because you back then we was called freestylers.
Right.
So they couldn't move. They had no footwork. This was the easy thing for them to do. They're not doing it, but switching their hips from side to side.
Mm-hmm. So let me
So to me, I'm
go ahead.
trying to figure out what are these people who teach in these classes. What do they teach them? Because they teach them 1,000 terms. Anybody can do 1,000 terms, but
Ooh.
a lot of ladies I talk to don't like all them terms because they get dizzy.
Yeah, I've told that story 1,000 times on this show. That when I danced with the older ladies back in the day, the first thing come out their mouth is, "You don't turn me." If you didn't have no footwork or no dance, Jack,
Hey,
you was in trouble right then.
a lot of ladies tell me right today on the Facebook, look, them turns I can't do. I don't like them
That's
turns,
right.
but they turn us all
And
night
then
long.
and then you got the women who wear they wear the high heels. Man, they don't want to be
They
spinning
wear high
around all night.
heels.
But now on the other hand, you got a lot of the newer ladies that are in this dance who think that's the dance and they actually enjoy being turned. So, yeah, there's that.
Well, hey, well, this is not only something new, but this is really the stepping thing is a fashion show now.
Well,
So
I'm glad
a
you
lot
went
of
there
ladies
because
want
I
to be
was about to
turned.
get to that.
It's a fashion show now. That's all it
Hmm.
is. Back in the day, we wear anything that look good, and we gonna look good in it. We gonna have a ball.
But
But
now,
today, they
I'm glad you said that because here's
uh,
one of the things, and I had a discussion with someone earlier today. Pete Frazier in the
mm,
building. How you doing, my brother? Coco, I see you. Uh, we were talking about the fashion from a previous time. My
mm,
wife made the comment about people not understanding what step a sharp was, and I told my wife that you have to remember that when we were coming up in the game, that was not a term. That was not something we said. Why? Because
Right.
everybody already naturally dressed
Naturally, that's right.
every day
That's a,
anyway. It was not something that we went out of our way to do. That was our attire. We put on clothes. We put on hard shoes,
that's right.
suit jackets,
And you know,
slacks. We dressed
and
every
back
day.
in our days, let me tell you something. It could be one of the world's biggest gang bangers. When you come
Man,
to the Steppin' set, you gonna
clean
be Steppin' Sharp already.
already. Anyway, coming through the
Already
door.
through the door. And you know, I like Pete Frazier. That's my man. I love him. Pete Frazier go way back, man. You know, I like what he's doing, but to me, these Steppin' sets are just a fashion show now.
Well,
Everybody get one night to shine.
mm-hmm. Well,
Especially when the world's largest
that's not a
contest.
terrible thing. I mean, you know, I think people,
Right.
you know, because let's face it. I mean, you got a lot of people now. You older than me.
Mm.
I'm in my late 50s, and I can think of it like there are people, and I hear this all the time. Not so much in Chicago, because Chicago is sort of a place where things just kind of naturally take place. But
Right.
outside of Chicago, it's good for a lot of older people who don't have a lot of recreation in clubs or sets and things like that. They like the idea of
Right.
being able to dress up and go to these things and enjoy themselves. So that's not a
Yeah.
bad thing. It's
Yeah.
good for the culture. My man, Pretty Ricky in the
Right.
building. I see you, my man. We got Pretty Ricky Goddard in the building over there in the ATL.
Yeah.
What do you call himself? A political prisoner. Yeah. But
Hey,
yeah,
well, you know,
in fact,
know,
Ricky is actually a prime example of what I'm talking about. If you catch
yeah, I
Ricky
be seeing,
in something other than some slacks and some gators, it's a trick to it to this day.
right. Now, you know, I haven't been out lately, but I've been watching that all on Facebook, Atlanta, you know, different towns they giving part. If you haven't been to Chicago, you are not stuck.
Woo, say that.
This is where it started. Just the roots. You can't. Just you know, I can't understand. If you're not from Chicago, how can you go to any other place claiming to be one of the best steppers in the world? This is where it all started. This
Absolutely.
is the steppers capital of the world.
Marlon Brown in the building. I see you. Valerie Holloway.
All right, my
Lady
man.
sings the news. Yeah, we got a nice crowd. Dennis Howard Hodges, my man out there in LA. I'm sorry, San Diego. Yeah, he from the Wild Wild like me. We had some real funny conversations recently. Go ahead.
Now, I have been invited to come out of town and DJ a lot of different places. I started out with Irie in St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a different crowd. He had people from New York, Miami,
From all over. They come from everywhere.
Now, I'm supposed to have closed at 3 o'clock. He's supposed to have closed at 3 o'clock. The people enjoy my music so much, Irie had to come over to the DJ booth. He said, Barry, I've been standing up there listening to you. I enjoy music too, but I can't pay overtime,
Gotta
man.
shut it down.
You got to shut
it down, baby.
That's right. And after I left there, we went to a restaurant, all-night breakfast joint, and we were up in there, and the people was on the phone sitting next to us talking about me, telling their people, man, you would have been here, you would enjoy it because I played classic music.
And that's
that's what people like.
And that's why you are much needed back on the set. We got a lot of people,
yeah, one
man,
time I was the hottest DJ in the city of Chicago before I left.
We got a lot of people that are trying to change the vibe and the music in the game. And the fact is, we need people like you to counter that. While I play a lot of the old school, the original staples of the music myself in my sets, I have to, based on the crowd, I have to accommodate some of them by playing some of the stuff that's more popular. But one of the major complaints, and it's something that you said at the very top of the show, which is critically important, and that is that it is the responsibility of these DJs to dictate the way these sets go. A lot of DJs don't understand that. You know, you have to train your crowd to the way you
and you
play.
know so
Go ahead.
I'm so glad it's still a Mellow Chris left. Myron he used to play classic. Now he stepped his game up to something else. A lot of DJs still left. I understand they switch up because of the money situation, which I can't knock that.
Right. Can't knock
If
they hustle.
can't knock their hustle. Go get that money.
That's right.
But what I'm trying to tell them, if they just played, I wouldn't care if they played 3 or 4 classic steppers right behind each other. You will see your crowd get bigger.
Yeah.
Now somebody gonna go say, man, they playing that old classic stuff, boy. But you got people that don't like classics.
Right. And that's
now
true.
I can understand them too.
But now, but see, the thing about it is that you never can really determine who's who likes
Right.
what. But here's the fact though. As a DJ, and that's why it's so important for us to read the room. We need to know who we playing to. And
but you know something, Brian? Let me tell you something. What's the name he on the line now? He'll tell you a lot of the new steppers when they first started doing that new stuff, after they leave that certain party that they went to hear new music, they'll come straight to where I'm at the dating game, and I play classics all night, and they love it. They wouldn't leave out till I play your last record. So they say you got a group of steppers right here that say one thing, but when they get behind closed doors, they come to where the real deal is.
Actually, you know what? Reggie Miles just made a really good point. And he said, you can't play what you don't know. So there you go.
There you go. That's it. Hey, that's the bottom line.
Drop the mic, Reggie. Drop the mic. That's real talk right there. You can't play
real.
What you don't
that's
know.
Real, yeah.
Yeah.
That's real.
And he said not all music is steppers music. And listen, I agree with him 100%. And we can split hairs all day because you got people that say things like, well, everything, you can step to anything.
Hey.
Okay, all that's cool. But like Sharnice coined the phrase on her shirt, says Chicago stepping is a whole vibe. That statement runs way deeper than people understand.
I see some of the people do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got P. Frazier on the line right now. P. Frazier he can have the world's greatest. But P. Frazier go to a party where he can hear some James Brown, some Jeffrey, he gonna go to one of them type of party. He gonna leave his party and go find where he playing classic music. I ain't seen him break down and do it.
Absolutely. But
we've
now
been in a lot of parties together. I see P. Frazier say, "Hey man, I'm ready to get loose, man."
There you go.
And you got a lot of people like that still out. It's just like you said. Like I said, the crowd listened to what the DJ played. So It didn't start with the promoters. It didn't start with the people. It started with the DJs.
And to be honest with you, it ain't what you play. It's how you play it.
It's how you play it.
Nah.
Hey, look, you can have 1,000 records in your thing, and you'll pick out 10, 15 records. I used to pick out about 20 records. It would take me through the whole night.
Right.
Because back in them days, they had 4 and 5 records on one album.
Right. Yeah.
See, I can pick out 20 albums and put them on, and that's going to get me through the whole night.
Hey, but back in them days, it was also critical that you didn't have to carry 15 crates with you, too. See,
hey,
now we got it all on the drive. It's big.
Hey, Sam Tapman used to have crates so long, man.
Uh-huh.
And I used to be at his house all the time. So one time, we was down in the basement, man, and his basement had flooded. So he said, hey, man, look, he was on his break from the bus. He said, man, look, if you go out there and you can save some of them albums, you can have them, take them home with you. Man. And Sam had the stuff before it hit Chicago.
Yeah, he told me that. We had that conversation one day. He was telling me that.
Like Eddie Kendrick, Body Talk.
Oh,
Sam
man.
got that record. Sam, the first one, played Body Talk.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, but now let's touch on this right quick, and this is something that a lot of people who are not from Chicago don't know, who are not in that time frame, right? Kim Bowie, I see you, my man in the building. From that time frame, your sister on here too. Hey, Charlesy. I did a show one day, and I was talking to one of these, the new school guys, and then we were discussing the music, and he was saying how, we played music at a certain place at a certain time. Certain things came on the radio, and what I did not point out was that they don't know about the record shops. They don't know about the other area, the B-sides. They didn't know nothing about that stuff. They didn't know that a lot of the music that got played at the Steppin sets were the B-side of certain popular music, and that they were playing a lot of this stuff and dancing in the record shops.
Hey, They have a record shop right today on the west side called In the Past Records, man. They got records all over the floor. They got 45s everywhere, man. And there was a guy named Larry Joe Davis who used to come to the Steppin sets. He used to go there and get stuff and bring them to me and Sam. Larry Joe used to have some good music. He was a Steppin's DJ also. And he used to go to Out of the Past Records over there on Madison in Carson, I think. Yeah, so there's a lot of records out people didn't know. You know, a real Steppin's DJ, man, don't have to practice, don't have to pre-record stuff. All you gotta do is go in the set and play if you're a real Steppin's DJ. Just play, man. Look out to the crowd and see who is.
But now
you
I agree with you. But like Reggie said on here earlier, you can't play what you don't know. A lot of these cats now, it's music that they. Let me tell you something. I've been officially DJing, I'm gonna say, for about 2 years now. I started out about 4 years ago because we had sets down here where we didn't have nobody to play. So I started playing the music that I had. And I kind of got caught up in it like I do. You know, I got OCD, man. I got so many damn controllers and music nice, unreal. But in my journey in this, I learned that there are DJs. Let me tell you, when I do a set now and I see other DJs with their phone out trying to Shazam something, I start laughing because I'm like, you've been doing this longer than me. You supposed to have this.
Right. And then a lot of DJs don't know. You can go on the internet and pull everything off the internet now.
Absolutely.
They got everything on there. You can pull it.
But they got to know what it is first. And they got to be able to, because see, there's a way, if you just want to be technical, there's a way to keep it from getting it on Shazam.
Yeah, I know. I Shazam something at the World's Largest Steppin's Picnic with Ken Bradford. And it pulled the music up, but it wouldn't give me the name, right? So I still got to find the name of it. I probably found it on the internet, but I Shazammed the record that I liked it. And Ken Bradford was trying to tell me who it was, but he was running around. He didn't know what he was talking about. So I went up there. The DJ was I forget his name, but Eric E.T. Taylor. That's my man.
Yeah, E.T. That's my guy.
Yeah, that's my man. Hey, he was DJing at the dating game for my sister when she used to have parties there.
Okay, that's what's happening.
Before he even went to B103.
Man, is the dating game go open back up? Do you know? It's closed now, right?
It's closed for good.
Oh, is it? Wow.
It's closed for good. I was trying to get it, you know. Well, I was trying to get, because my sister is good with the family that owns the Easter around, the dating game.
Yeah, because he just passed a couple of years ago, or last year, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now, my sister, she had powerhouse sets, some Steppin sets that I'm talking about big time people, judges, TV cast, co-anchors and all that. All them people used to support her. You know, she had all the business people there mixed with the regular people. And that's what made her who she is right today.
Got you. That's what
I was a DJ, so you know I brought in Mellow Chris, Steve Breed, a lot of other DJs, you know, and Eric E.T. Taylor was one of them.
That's what's happening, man.
No.
Well, daggone it, Barry, we could do this all night.
Hey, look. Hey, I feel like I'm just talking to you, like me and you right here talking.
But that's the beauty of a good interview, brother. Because this is, and if you remember when I told you earlier, we ain't gonna talk right now because we'll give away too much to each other and we won't give it to the people.
Yeah, we sure started giving away some stuff to each other.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Because the beauty of it is that and this is one of the things that I love about my city. Is that so many of us coexisted in the same space, but maybe didn't immediately know each other. And as time has gone on, many of us have been able to connect, reconnect, and have common connections. And I think it's a beautiful thing, especially since it's this dance that brought us to the place where we can coexist like this and enjoy the nostalgia and the history and the culture. And have that respect for it, so that we all that common ground is hallowed ground. It's a beautiful thing, man.
And you know what? I'm gonna ask you something. The same thing I asked Reggie Miles. I'm trying to do it by myself. I need y'all help. Help me keep classic Steppin alive, man.
Hey, man, I'm with it. I'm down. I'm down,
You know,
bro. You preaching to the choir
I'm the
right
only
now.
one doing it.
I should have
I'm
been
the only one
asking
doing it
you
on
that.
the internet.
Listen, I should have been
Right.
asking you that because truth be told, I'm actually getting ready to start doing some weekly sets from here in the studio,
Okay.
like
Okay.
you. Uh,
Okay.
oh, and by the way, Barry, if you do you sell your music, you need to. If you do, you need to make sure we have your contact information. You can provide thumb drives. We got a lot of people who want
Okay.
this
Yeah.
music, man, and they're always looking for one of us to provide it for them. So you make sure you be able to do that.
Okay.
And I am with you 100% on keeping the classics alive because for me, it is part of the foundation. It is part of the roots. And I'll tell anybody, and I've told people before, you can't have none of this new stuff unless you get off the back. You got to get off the back of the old stuff in order. And if you do that, you're not going to have nothing. So you need to
Right.
hold on to what was because you got a lot of folks that don't understand the importance and the necessity for where we've been to help us to know where
Right.
we're going.
That's right. I look at that's like when I talk to older DJs that still DJ. I talk to Mellow Chris, a lot of them, and it's like, man, we ain't got no problem. They say, but you just keep doing what you're doing for right now,
Mm-hmm.
and you are pulling people in.
There you go.
So
Hey,
I just
build
need
it and they
to
will come,
some other
brother.
people help.
Build it and they will come. I'm down with you.
Okay, thank you, man.
And anything I could do to help you make that thing come to fruition, then that's what it is. And as a matter of fact, my brother, I'm going to encourage you to come forward with that whole Dungeon Beverly House reunion. And in fact, if there's anything I can do to help promote it and put it out there, brother, you let me know. I'm down.
Hey, do me a favor. Hey, my sister on the line. Tell her the same thing. Cause she's looking for a place, but you got to push her.
Yeah,
and she loves classics.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up, Charlesy. You hear that? We gonna be on you. We about to get behind you and give you. We gonna get the wind at our back, and we gonna get behind you, and we gonna push too. We gonna make it work.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
we got a lot of people on here talking about them thumb drives, baby. You need to make sure you put your information out there so everybody can have them.
Okay.
And you
matter
go.
Matter of fact, on your show, man, you can put. I'm sending it to you. You can put it out there too for me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it feels like I'm right in the studio with you. That's how I feel at home, you know.
You are, brother. You are. You right here in the studio with me. I got you. We got you. You got a lot of requests on here, man, for them drives, brother. You need it. We gonna make sure we gonna make it happen. We're working on a new website for Inside Steppin', and what I'm gonna do is provide a resource for people who want other DJs' music, and they'll be able to purchase through the website. It'll go directly to you. So we're gonna make sure you get put on that list.
Man, yeah, nothing but love. I love that, man. I appreciate you, man.
Not a problem, my brother.
I appreciate you, bro.
Not a problem. So listen, Barry.
You and Reggie Miles. I'm so glad I talked to both of y'all since I came back. Y'all helped me out a lot.
We glad to talk to you, brother. Look, let me tell you something. Let me just give you. I'm gonna drop this last little gem on you. This is something that, and I'm saying this not only to you but to my audience and those that are in my audience who have been a part of this Steppin' game for a very long time, and even some who haven't been there very long. Y'all need to understand that the information that we're able to glean from these people who have been around for a while is valuable. It is, in fact, critical. We are not getting any younger. We're only getting older. We don't want for this information to go to the grave with people who are holding on to it without letting us put it out there so that the record is always straight. See where I'm coming from? We got to be able to get this information. It's like having, not calling you a grandparent, maybe you are, but it's like having that grandmother that's 80, 90 years old. You need to be picking their brains. You need to be getting as much information as you can out of these people, because when they leave here, it goes with them.
That's
Get what you can while you can. Get these people their flowers while they still here.
And I want to say this here, like people, you got people still here. You got a lot of people left. People like Kim Boyd, Roxy, and Speed, and all them. Them people been around for umpteen years. They have seen this Steppin' game come from one source to another source. You know, and they some of the people that helped put this Steppin on the map.
That's right. As a matter of
You
fact,
know?
me and Roxy, I've been itching to get Roxy on this show for a minute. I told her, she told me she was waiting on me. Roxy, I'm coming for you, baby. Me and you, right here,
Hey,
inside Steppin.
tell Ross I say call me.
She told me tell you to call her.
Hey, I ain't
Well, y'all call each other, damn it.
got. Hey, I've been stepping with her, man, since the early '70s.
That's what's
That's
happening.
how long I've been knowing her. You know, it's just a lot like that. People like Lil Lloyd. When Lil Lloyd first came in the game, he
Mm-hmm.
seen this Steppin game and he loved it.
He still
And I
love it.
loved him.
He still love it.
For him to be a young guy loving, want to dance, man, you know, you
Yeah,
can't do nothing but honor that.
he got mad passion for this thing, man. And
Man,
that's what I love to see. I love
real.
to see people who got that passion for this dance, man. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
And you know, that's my thing. I love this dance and this music so much that I hate, to give up. That's my problem. I love it so much I just hate to give it up. I hate to turn my back
Well,
on it.
I don't
Because
believe
many
any of us
times
ever will give it up. I don't see that happening.
now I haven't been out to a party in about 6 or 7 years, but the thing is, I love it so much. I helped originate this, and I hate to see it just go from here to here.
Yeah. Well, it's necessary. That's why I say it's necessary for you and those from your era moving forward to my era, moving forward to the next generation and the generations that have come after us and those that will come in time. These things have to be passed down. They have to be handed on so that
Right.
it doesn't get lost. Because if we don't hold on to some parts of the past, the future ain't looking real bright. Because we ain't gonna know what we're looking at.
Hey, and when I do this Dutchess Beverly House reunion, I'm gonna need you there, man.
I'm with you. I got you, bro. You say less.
All right.
Say less.
Okay.
I'm with you, my man. You ain't.
All right.
That's a non-starter. We already good. So
Okay.
Barry, look, man, I
All right.
appreciate everything. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this hour, man, on Inside Steppin' and chopping it up, man, and giving us some of that information. It's a beautiful thing, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you and love you, man.
Love you too, man. You take care, and we'll talk to
All
you
right.
again soon.
Okay.
Peace, brother.
Peace, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. My man, Barry Hylick, the legendary DJ, stepper, one of the people who was there from what part of the beginning of this game. Now, I'm going to say this before I close. One of the things about Chicago and about the Steppin' game is that many of us crossed paths. Some of us were in the same room with others. Some of us were not. But it does not take away each person's personal journey in this dance. We all have our story. We all have our time. We all have our input. We have our contributions, and we have what we learn and what we take away from this dance. So I want everybody to just remember, the same way you have a story, so does someone else. The way they were touched by this dance may not be the same or look the same as the way you were touched by this dance. But it does not negate their part, their memories, their history, and what they hope for the future of where we're trying to go in the dance. So with that, let's remember, like I said before, we are in a holiday season, y'all. Don't forget to touch somebody's love, to touch somebody's hand, and make sure that you let them know that as a human being, you're there for them. We are in a difficult time for everyone, especially those of us who have become older and we've lost loved ones and friends and people that we remember and people that we love and care about. And so have other people around us. And let's not forget that a little bit goes a long way. Just a little kind word, pat on the back, a good dance. Y'all take care of each other. And I'm going to do my best to take care of those around me. Because, hell, we all need something. And if you can be the one to give it, why not? Especially since it ain't costing you nothing. A kind word is free, y'all. It's free. Free 99. Santa Claus gonna give the gift of a kind word. And you should too. Man, I want all y'all to have a good night. Thank you for tuning in to Inside Steppin'. Don't forget, you can always make those cash donations to Inside Steppin' at Cash App. You can also purchase one of our many Inside Steppin' t-shirt designs, towels, hoodies, and shoe bags. We got them for you, y'all. Holler at us on the backside. We love you all. Thank you. Have a good night, and we will see you again before Christmas. Y'all think about what I said. Take care of each other, y'all. Have a good night. Peace.